Namaste yogis, welcome back or welcome to my channel Mandu Yoga. My name is Ron. I'll be guiding you through today's yin practice. So today's yin practice is more about releasing the tension in the lower back, and it'd be awesome if you have two blocks handy at home or two thick books or cushions and maybe a blanket as well if you have a knee issue because you're going to be doing baby dragon. Before that, we'll get started with a seated centering meditation, just a short breath meditation. So either you can sit cross-legged on the floor or you can come to sit on a block like how I am coming in onto the block. And the legs can be crossed, hands onto the knees or the shin. And then from here, closing our eyes, relaxing the shoulders. And with the lips closed, unclenching the jaw. And just notice if you can bring a little bit more length in your spine by gently straightening it ever so slightly. And bringing attention to our eyebrows, sending some softness to our eyebrows. Bringing attention to our eyes and sending some softness to our eyes. Bringing attention to our nostrils. Observing the air as it goes in and out of the nostrils. Breathing is now easy and relaxed. And if thoughts come, visualizing them as clouds and letting them drift away. So take 3 more breaths here. Softly opening the eyes and any movements that feel good before we transition to baby dragon. So coming into all fours first. And as you set yourself up in all fours, hands onto the mat, knees below our hips, and then we'll bring our right foot on the outside of the right hand, and then making any adjustments necessary to notice where your edge is when it comes to stretching your hip. And then from here you have two options. You can leave the hands on the mat, or you can bring the blocks for your help on your preferred height. But if you're using the blocks, you want to bring the right block on the outside of the right foot and then looking straight ahead. And you might want the blocks to be at the tallest point or the second tallest point, or even flat onto the mat. It's totally up to you. And then gently putting the blocks to the side, coming back into all fours, and just making gentle movements with our hips, little circles in your preferred direction, and then going back in the opposite direction. How we meet in stillness. And then from here, bringing the left foot on the outside of the left hand and you have the three options available. Left hand stays inside, we stay here, bring the gaze to the top of the mat. Or we can bring the left hand on the outside of the left foot, or use the blocks like we did on the other side. Eyes can be open or closed. Settling in and enjoying the sensations. And then gently putting the blocks away as we shift our hips around. We're going to tuck the toes on the back leg. I'm going to bring the right foot forward towards the top of the mat. And then from here, coming into a wide-legged stance with your standing, bringing the feet to the outer edge of the mat, holding on to the opposite elbows and just dangling forward, letting your head hang heavy. If you want to bring a bend into the knees, that's okay as well. From here, bring the hands to heart center and sitting into a squat, a yogi squat, a malasana. So the triceps come on the inside of the knees, and with squat, you're going to let your tailbone descend towards the floor. And if you wish to use a block for support, you're welcome to do that. So again, at any preferred height, just placing the block and just sitting on the block, and that's okay as well. So choose the option that works best for you. We won't be here for long. And then if you use the block, gently sliding it away, coming to sit, extending our legs, and then coming to lie down onto the mat. So bring the block with you. And as we come to lie down, taking the block and placing it under the hips, under the sacrum. And then depending on the height, so the flatter it is, the more restorative it will be. And the knees can be bent, or you can extend the legs. But if you're extending the legs, making sure there's no pinching in the legs. And then bring the hands by your side, or the hands can be on the belly, wherever they feel good. Then gently bending the knees, bringing the feet to the mat. If your legs were straight, sliding the block away, bringing it to the side. And the next one we'll do is twist. So we'll hug both knees into the chest. And then you have two options with the twist. You can drop both knees to the left hand side, or you can bring the block in between your legs and you twist. As you bring your hands out in a T, and you can have your gaze towards the ceiling or over your right shoulder, your choice. Or you can look over your left shoulder, whichever works for you. Then coming back to center, as we hug both knees into the chest, with or without the block, it's up to you. And then we'll drop both knees to the right hand side. Hands come out in a T, twisting on this side. And you can bring your gaze over your left shoulder. And coming back to center, placing the block to the side, hugging both knees into the chest and rocking from side to side if that feels good. And we'll let the feet find the corners of the mat, extending them long, Hands come to rest by your side as the palms face the ceiling. Shavasana, your final resting pose. I will wake you up when it's time. Making gentle movements with your fingers and your toes. Rolling over to your favorite side. And with your eyes closed, slowly coming up into a seat. Bringing the hands to heart center as the thumbs press against the sternum. One soft inhale. One soft exhale. We bring the thumbs to third eye center, to our lips, back to our hearts. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, and if you enjoyed the practice, please remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel Mindful Yoga. And wherever you're in the world today, have a great morning, an amazing afternoon, or an awesome night. I will see you soon on the mat. Namaste.